Hi, welcome
Hi.
everybody. I'm here with Paul Capaldi. I want to invite him on so we could discuss what's going on this weekend. Normally, we would have a mammothon, but due to the passing of Eric Jose last August, it didn't happen. But he put something together for us to bring more awareness to both these boys' cases.
Well, yeah, thanks, Millbilly. Yeah, as you say, that the dude was, sort of integral part of the previous marathons, and he liked to start things off and finish it off, and without him, it's very sad that we've not got the dude to do that. Um, So yeah, we're just trying to keep things going, particularly from the point of view of his advocacy foundation that obviously he put together with yeah yeah with yeah, let's hear your voice exactly, yeah. Keeping everything going. I mean, nobody. I remember the was it the Hangouts when there was yourself and Dr. Siltman
Mm-hmm.
before he became Dr. Siltman, even, and
Yep.
and all you guys were there, chatting away with him, and he
And
was,
just think, if Hangouts wouldn't have had the cap at 100, we probably
yeah,
still been talking in there. But they got rid of
yes,
Hangouts completely now. But Discord might have started, but I don't know. They brought us all together, and we're still continuing to fight.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's all about bringing awareness to Eric Jose's as I say, this advocacy foundation, which is all about doing what we've all done, following on from having having the dude on our screens,
Mm-hmm.
um, and realizing that. And I think this is the most important point. We've all got something to bring to the party. I mean, I must admit, I did have a little chuckle to myself when I read yesterday that affidavit from Kathleen Zellner, from Larry Ledvina, when he said, I can't help you with finding phone calls at the moment. I thought there should be a line in there. I'm too busy sorting out Millbilly with his audio.
It's a
you know,
shame. Well, like I said, if Jerry Buting would ask for all of the audio instead of just the audio that Remaker used to prepare for his testimony, we might have got everything.
well, I mean, the thing is, it's if this was stuff that was phoned in on the tips line, do we know if that's recorded? But I mean, certainly, obviously, the point is that there's no way that the sheriff's department made a note of this or reported it, is there?
Anytime you call the sheriff's department, it's recorded.
Yeah, that's what I was felt like now, certainly,
100%.
but obviously with Kathleen Zellner asking for this. I mean, Millbilly, she's really sold them a dummy, hasn't she? And they've fallen for it completely. For a
Mm-hmm.
few days there, everybody even in the truther community were thinking, I'm sure she's done the proper checks, but the way it was presented, it looked as if, and you can see how the state fell for that.
Mm-hmm.
That she's, as they called it, she's thrown a bit of spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks, and then wham bam, no,
She brought the kitchen sink.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not that kind of lawyer. I like the response from um, TikTok Manitrock when he talked about the fact that the state thought they were dealing with some sort of um, you know I don't know his exact terminology. Some incompetent lawyer of the sort of Kaczynski type.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, yeah, that's she's just really taken them apart on this, I think, and no wonder she wanted it remanded. And you, I don't know about you, Millbilly, but I mean, what? Hmm. I mean, what do you think about these people like Lisa Comfer, whose job is to defend the state? You know, the Luke Bergs of this world. Their
Hmm.
job is to try and come up with some sort of argument for the state. They can clearly see how wrong their the state's position is, but their job is to try and perpetuate this. It just seems bizarre to me, you know.
Well, it's more than just the dispatch calls. It's interviews with people, like the Brian Dassey interview. They talk about something that we hear, but in the report, they they mentioned something. They said the tape stopped, and then they mentioned something that they talked about on the tape,
Mm,
and then we don't have their account of how many burn barrels were asked to Brian. I mean,
wow.
it was a
Yeah.
30-minute interview. We only got 18 minutes of it.
Yeah.
The
It's
tape malfunctioned. The recorder stopped working. Yeah, I don't know.
well, well, that's the same with what was it? This tape of the flyover, and you've got Williams and Fallon saying we need to get this tape to work.
Hmm.
It's like well, why isn't it working?
I don't know. Like
And
I
I
said,
exactly.
Jacobs was taking more than just a voicemail to his grave. He's the one that personally handed over all the jail calls to
Mm,
Dieterman. He's the one that's personally handed over most of the evidence that they obtained. He's going to all the places. He's going to the zippers. And when James Link signs in on the 5th, he's accompanied with, well, he doesn't sign in, but you look at the transmission logs, and he's radio in that he's with Jacobs. Again, we don't have any of this audio. That's the
mm,
problem. There's 79 dispatch calls for the whole 7 days.
yeah. Wow. It's. I mean, dude. It's. As I've said this before, and I don't mind embarrassing you again. It's absolutely awesome work that you do, not just in doing your YouTube channel through some pretty advanced software. I must admit, because you've helped me try and get the OBS working, you know, and if you can manage to get a thicko like me to actually do a video on it, that's saying something. But your research into the case, and this is the thing, isn't it? As we were talking about, everybody brings something
Oh,
different to this.
I got a great group of people that help me research. It's just not
Yes.
me. This I could not do this. The audio thing, I did it all by myself, listening to it painstakingly every day. I still listen to it over and over. But there's a lot of great people in this community that do a lot of
Oh
great work.
yes. Yep.
Reddit,
Yep.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and people that don't even make their voice heard. They're
That
still they prefer to stay behind the scenes.
yeah, absolutely. And I don't know what your thoughts were on when you first started doing the YouTubing. Were you somebody that was quite happy at first? As you say, being somebody that sort of just commented on videos, and then you thought, no, hold on a sec, I'm
Hmm.
I'm gonna I'm gonna jump into
I
this. And
just wanted to voice my opinion.
yes, yeah, and I was exactly the same in the fact that I just felt that if you post something, it might be relevant that day, and then it gets forgotten about. So it's just a case of how do you give the community, if you like, something that's always going to be there that they can look at. You know,
Hmm.
they can go back to my oldest videos, and
Oh,
and they
I
can.
actually went through and deleted from some of my old videos.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I know a lot more than I did back then.
Sure, sure. I mean, it's a shame really, because when I look at my very first making a murder video, and I look at the dude said, you you did exactly the same as me. You read it off a sheet at the side.
Well,
It's
when I
obvious you.
when I initially started making videos, I was using my cell phone,
Yep.
my Xbox, and my TV.
Yeah.
And then I got a laptop that took a shit. And then I bought a desktop, and now I have 4 monitors and
Yeah.
a recording studio basically.
Yeah.
Looking back, I never thought it'd come to this, but like I said, people want to complain about, oh, I buy all this equipment. I chose to do all this. Nobody asked me to do this, so it is what it is.
It's very similar to the dude. You know, he actually built his own room in the back garden, you know, in like a
Yeah.
shed. He actually
Yep.
built it. And it wasn't just a shed; it was a proper,
Mm-hmm.
brick building that he put together. It took him about a week to do that, and of course, being in the trade, he knew people that could come in and do, for example, the plastering. I remember him sending me videos of the fact that the room had just been plastered that day. I remember him doing videos where the walls are completely white. There's nothing inside there, and then the day that he got this air conditioning unit, which
Mm-hmm.
which he then decorated with pipes, which is now I was told off for saying it's not punk steam, it's steampunk or something. I
Steampunk.
don't know.
Yeah.
Steampunk, yeah. And it just everybody is kind of following in his footsteps in some way or another. What he's what he started off. And I must admit, I am enjoying going over some of his old videos, like one today from 2 years ago, and he's talking about item A23
Mm-hmm.
and giving us all the exact details of it. Mind you, having said that, I think it's great that we've got people like Dr. Silkman, who's an expert in DNA, that can then, you
Mm-hmm.
know, dig even deeper into this stuff. I mean, you're an integral part of foul play, aren't you?
I was at one point.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's same here. It's I don't contribute much,
Mm-hmm.
other than the fact that I'm on their Discord site. Um, we're looking forward, obviously, to Sunday. Have you managed to get hold of Big Jeff again to join you?
Yeah, to go.
Then hopefully we've got um, a, a couple three other fellas going to join you.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be pretty good. As I said, amazingly, I've had people actually get in touch and say, "Wouldn't it be good if you could get these guys together?" And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, leave it with me, leave it with me." And I think I was particularly pleased when you said, "Yeah, I'm free on Sunday." You'd applied for the day off, and you got it. And we've
Mm-hmm.
got a slot that it shouldn't be too. I think you're on at
10 a.m.
it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but we're kicking off an hour earlier with Sharon and Dr. Lane from the Luke Mitchell case.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got um, that Doctor. I don't know. I've for ages I keep calling Ed Stafford. I don't know why I've got the name Stafford. It's Johnston. It's
Yeah.
Johnston, and I just realised this today. I was actually going to send him something, and I've got his surname wrong, and I'm thinking, dude, what are you doing? So anyway, I've corrected that. Ed Johnston, and he's only just started up, and I know, and I same for me. I'm wondering, how on earth do you manage to get everybody, literally everybody, to come and join you and do a chat? My, I, I think it must just be that he's a professor, a law professor, and it's to do with the fact that pe- people that that are also in the law community are quite happy to come on and chat with other people in the law community.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as well, I get the sense that because Ed Johnston is part of the sort of teaching law
Mm-hmm.
teaching community. I think that carries a lot of weight. The fact that lawyers are out there wanting to help
Mm-hmm.
fellow students.
Well, he's got a great lineup of guests, and he's doing a good job. So keep it
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's not a case of being jealous, but wow, if we could have got those people on board, I suppose the the problem with some of these lawyers is if they were to say yes to coming on, somebody's YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
then there's the danger that everybody's going to ask them and say, well, you did this. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit like when I'm at a gig, you might have somebody come up and say, can I, the drummer's there, can I have a shot of the drums? And
And then
sometimes the,
you have
the
to let
drummers are used.
everybody's gonna want to
Eh,
do it then.
Yeah, because everybody's going to want to do it. Or if you're playing a song and somebody comes up, oh, can I sing along to this one?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, but you're then going to turn this whole sort of thing into some sort of karaoke, which is not what I don't have the gear here for karaoke. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a party pooper, but it's it's just it's difficult. I think also I think there's people that maybe look at the YouTubers and they take this bizarre opinion that some of us are there simply to try and sort of make ourselves famous on the back of a big case, that somehow we're in it for, we are in it for some sort of fame and fortune. I mean, if there's fame going, yeah, I'll take it. If there's fortune going, yeah, I'll take it. But I haven't seen any of it yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know that you have either. It's
I've spent more time and money than
yeah,
I could ever recoup. The
yeah,
time is gone. I've
yeah,
The last 3 years has been every day. I
yeah.
mean, after Eric Jose died, I did take a few months off because I had to reevaluate everything. It just
Hmm.
it was a shock
Yeah,
to everybody.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, looking at the list, we've got finishing off. It's funny how we start off with a 12-hour schedule, which I misinterpreted as and made it a 13-hour anyway by having it from 9 o'clock till nine a.m. to 9 p.m. and the last lot was from 9 till 10. So, that was my fault. But now it's we've added an extra one on top of that, so 13 has become 14, and then we've added the hour at the beginning, so it's become a 15 hour.
Well, it's probably going to be 16 because there should be a conclusion. Try to get everybody on for the final
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I think that's the plan anyway. Um, and hopefully we'll have some interesting chat along the way with the various people that are coming on. And how bizarre, isn't it, that just leading up to this weekend, all this has kicked off in the case. It all of a sudden you know I mean the point is, as Travis Williams said, we mustn't focus on. Well, he said, you don't need to focus on how credible the fellow is. It's
Mm-hmm.
the fact that there was no investigation done of this guy's claims.
Yep.
But I get. I heard you chatting the other day, and you mentioned about the fact that was it Bobby that he saw? Could it be somebody else? Bobby and Mike look very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
That it's very difficult to say who's who. But and I would like to publicly say I was very, very impressed with you and Jeff when you had Brad on. I understand I understand a little bit about the dynamics there, how difficult it is with within the family at the moment. I mean, I actually posed a question to which I've not yet got an answer from Steve Drizzen.
Mm-hmm.
How the question being, how difficult is it to be Brendan's attorney? Therefore, you're looking out for Brendan's best interests. What do you do in as regards to keep him up to date and informed about the case? You know, I I, I suspect that they've basically got to tell Brendan everything and
Yep.
and, and actually explain to him, I'm sorry, son, but your older brother is definitely part of the reason why you are where you are.
According to
Which
Kathleen Zellner.
um and also yeah, exactly. But also there's that telephone call where you know it might have been twisted a bit. Maybe some people are reading too much into it. But when she is protesting to Steve about the way that the direction in which Kathleen Zellner is searching, and then she says to him, you know, Bobby, he's got a wife and family. You're gonna tear up a happy family, and it's like, wow, you would rather Kathleen Zellner look in other directions than Bobby
She's
because
just
Bobby's got a wife and
following,
family.
just like me. I'm just following the evidence, the little
Yes,
bits and pieces we get at a time.
I think that's all you can do. The problem has always been, isn't it? Is if you develop some sort of tunnel vision whereby
Well,
you're only looking in one
some
direction.
some people they have their theory and they go searching for evidence to make their theory true, which is
Yeah,
not the way you do about it. You got to look at the evidence that we have at hand and
yeah.
then go from
I
there.
remember, I remember when Ali Apperson, um, and I really miss her. Not just for the dancing skills, but for the fact that Ali was always chatting away on YouTube and doing long videos, not just about making a murder and all sorts of interesting things that she did. But I remember once having a conversation with her where she basically said, if you ask me about any theory about this, of all the theories that have been, basically what she was saying was, of all the theories that have been presented, there are holes in each one. We
Hmm.
just don't know. We just don't have enough information to be able to pinpoint that's what's happened.
Well, we got more information than we ever had 3 years ago, so
Hmm.
that's a
Yeah,
fact.
indeed. Listen, I better dash off and take this dog for a walk. He's starting to smell a bit, so I don't know what he's up to.
All right. Well,
Um, and we look forward to seeing you obviously over the weekend. I think I think it's going to be great fun, and it's going to be good for the dude. It's going to be basically a mini marathon. I quite like the format. I think it's quite good with the hour segments.
hmm.
And the thing I really like about it is that the way that it brings everybody together under one big banner.
I
I
agree.
mean, we're not all little islands all by ourselves doing this. We're doing it all together
Hmm.
for the, for the,
Well,
hopefully for the.
thank you for coming on, and I'll see you this Sunday.
As I say, I'm particularly looking forward to seeing yourself and Big Jeff and your other guests lined up because I think you're doing a superb job, pal. So just keep doing what you're doing because you're great.
Yep. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Catch you
And
later.
later.
Yeah, bye for now.